Hello players, today I'm going to show you how to get ReShade working with RedM. And as well as we're going to talk about a couple of problems that are going to arise and how to fix them and get ReShade working fine and dandy. So, first thing first, obviously we're going to go to the ReShade official website, which is ReShade.me. We're going to click download, it's going to take us to the bottom, and we're going to click the download ReShade. And you should be able to download the executable file. Once you have the executable file, wherever you download it is, I would recommend two things: either drag it to your desktop or simply grab it to your taskbar, because each time before we launch RedM, we're going to run this executable, and I'm going to show you how. This is the only way to get it working properly. So before we move on, we want to do a couple of things first. We want to go up here, we want to click on View, and we want to make sure hidden items is checked. This is going to be very important. So once you have hidden items checked, go ahead and double click on the executable, or just simply click it down here. Click here to select again, manage its ReShade installation. Click on Browse, and then go ahead and find where your RedM folder is. For me, I have moved my RedM folder to the C folder, which is simple as going C and RedM. Here, once you find your RedM folder, you wanna select the RedM.executable. You don't wanna select the shortcut, you don't wanna select anything else. You just want the RedM.exe. If you all don't know where your RedM folder is, the default location for the installation is going to be at C folder, and then it's going to be under users, and then inside your username folder, and then it's going to be at app data. App data is a hidden folder, hence why we check to view for hidden folders. You're going to go to app data, you're going to go to local, and then hit R on your keyboard. You're going to be at RedM. This is the default location for your RedM game. However, I moved this folder to a different one, so it's all easier. So we're going to select RedM.executable. We're gonna click on open. Now this part, you're going to, in order for you to decide which one you're using, go to your RedM, connect to a server. Do not go to single player, do not go to multiplayer, because sometimes the settings between the two differs. So for me, I use Vulkan in my game. You're going to go to game settings in game, you're going to go to graphics, you're going to go to scroll all the way down to advanced graphics. Here you're going to see graphics API. Mine is Vulkan, if yours is DirectX 12. Then you're simply going to choose Direct 3D. If yours is Vulkan like mine, you're going to select Vulkan. So in my case it's Vulkan, I'm going to select Vulkan, and then we're going to uncheck all, and then check all again. That way we check it all quickly. And then we're going to click OK. I'm going to speed this part here because my internet is a little bit slow, and I'll see you all later after the download here is done. And we're back. Now we have installation. We're going to see ReShade Setup was successful. Now here, do not click any of these buttons, do not close this setup. This is going to be open each time you want to launch RedM. If you close this, most likely your RedM is not going to work, especially if you're using DirectX 12. So before we launch RedM, we're going to do a couple of checks. First, we're going to our RedM folder, and we're going to see if we have the folders. Here we have the ReShade shaders, which means we installed correctly. And secondly, we're going to check on the ReShade folder. So to check on the ReShade folder, we're going to go to our C files. We're going to program data. If you do not see program data, again, go to view. Make sure you check the hidden items box. Go to program data, hit R on your keyboard, and here you see ReShade. And everything here is set up properly. Do not forget this path, because we're going to come back to this location later. So now that we have this running, we're going to launch our RedM. Now we see up top we have ReShade is now installed successfully. Press home to start the tutorial. So on your keyboard, press the home button, and then the ReShade will appear. We're going to skip the tutorial, but oh, oops, we don't have the effects here. Now, in order to fix this, we're going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to go to settings. We're going to click on the plus button on the effect search path. And then we're going to, again, to our RedM folder in the browser. Here we have the ReShade shaders folder. We are going to copy this path. We are going to paste it. And then we're going to select shaders. And then we're going to select. And then once again, we're going to click the plus button. We're going to paste by using Ctrl V. And then we're going to select shaders. And then we're going to copy this path. And then we're going to select the astray effects. Then we're going to do it again. We're going to click the plus sign, we're going to paste, and then corg effects. Essentially, we're going to do this for each single effect folder until we're all have it. So we have now 3D. If you know which effects in which folder and it's all that you need, then you can have it, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to add all of them. Once that is done, we go to click the plus sign on the texture search path here. And then we're going to once more paste. We are going to remove the shader part, and then we're going to again single click texture, click on select, and now we should have the texture appear here. Once that is done, we're going to home, and we're going to click reload. Boom, now we have all the effects that we need loaded. Now, we're going to do a couple of things here. Each time we are going to run the executable, the ReShade settings will completely reset because the ReShade folder is going to reset itself each time we launch this. So I highly suggest you would customize first before you move on the next step. So for here, I'm going to add a new preset. I'm going to call it no border because it's going to be my non-border reset. And then I'm going to apply my preset. I use Technicolor personally. And then I would, at the bottom here, you can customize the brightness, the saturation, and everything. So I use usually around 1.170. This is my saturation that I like. And then I like my game a little bit bright. And this is for Technicolor. Then I'm going to add the clarity effect. I am going to add the Lightroom effect. And then I am going to also add the adaptive sharpening effect. Adaptive sharpening is basically sharpening, but it doesn't consume much GPU power, as I have my sharpening effects in game settings all closed off. Now we're going to click active to top, and then here we see all of our effects. Now I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to make sure I check this, and I'm going to call this border effect. And here I'm going to add the border. This is in case if you want a immersive roleplay, you want black bars, you can add border. You can increase or decrease by playing with the size number here. Now I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to preset switching keys, and I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to hit a keystroke on my keyboard. So for example, for my preset switching, I'm going to choose Ctrl M. Now my Ctrl M key is the preset switching key. So if we're doing roleplay, we hit Ctrl M, we switch between border and no border, just with a single stroke of a key. Now that we have customized everything, here comes the important part. We are going to, again, C folder. We're going to program data. We are going to hit R on our keyboard and find the ReShade folder. Once we find this ReShade folder, we're going to copy it. This is important. Again, each time you're going to launch this executable, this folder is going to reset, and we do not want to lose our settings. So we're going to paste it somewhere safe. In my case, I've created a folder empty for the sake of this video, so I'm going to paste it here. Now, let me show you what happens if we don't copy and paste. So I'm going to close the executable, and then let's say you launch your PC, you want to play RedM, you're going to do the same thing. Instead of installing this time, we're going to click Browse, RedM, choose it again, choose the API. Do not install it. This time we're going to skip. We're going to click on Skip, and then we're going to leave it like this, as it is. Now we're going to launch RedM, and I'm going to show you what happens if you do not paste the shaders folder. See, all of our effect and ReShade is launching as it's starting fresh, and we'll also all of our effect. So, before we launch RedM, after executing the executable, we are going to go to our folder, which we saved the ReShade preset. We're going to, again, copy this one, and then we're going to C folder, we're going to program data, and then we're going to paste the folder in program data. Sorry. We're going to paste it. Click on yes. It's gonna take a little bit. Do not worry about that. And then click replace the file in the destinations. You're gonna want to replace it. Now that ReShade is replaced, now you can go to your RedM folder, or you can just launch RedM again. In this case, I'm just going to launch it from my pin bar. And voila, you already can see the different color, and your preset is already launched, and you have all these settings. If you have any further questions, do not feel afraid to DM me on Discord. My name is Ash Conan on the Wild West Discord. My Discord is Komodo Hype 13. Feel free to write anything below in the forums as well for questions. Thank you.